The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once more, a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt we've got plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, Joe, Gasly, the Rainmaster and Yuki Tsunoda, Perez, Russell, Fernando Alonso, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Valtteri BOTTAS and Esteban Ocon, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish. approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. P7, 7th place. Ricardo ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Sainz is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh mediums. The gap to the leader is 23.9 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 9 laps to go. Car in front is 3.7 seconds. Is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 3.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:32.3. front is 3.1 seconds. Max is in the pits. Max in the pits. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing. job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
A beautiful performance from McLaren today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. So let's review the updated driver standings. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the Rainmaster. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race. Your teammate had a great race today and was rewarded with a podium. Do you have any comments on their performance? That was an epic battle today. How do you think this will play out? Do you have any comments about the collisions?
Appreciate your time.